Good morning and welcome to the Mike Show for Friday, July 17, 2026. 65 degrees at 7:19 a.m. And I am your host, Fakamal, and I'm a sinner. And I'm powerless, and my life is unmanageable. Humility and gratitude are the keys to life. It's always today, it's always now. My life is not my own. My will not be done. There's no reality but God. And the only thing we have to do is die. So how are we going to live today? How are we going to live today, princess? And I hope and pray I can live from my heart a life based on faith and not fear. Just live, for that matter. Oh boy. Been up since about 4 a.m. The princess woke me up and wouldn't let me go back to sleep. She was hungry and she didn't want to eat dry food. She wanted her special food. And I've tossed and turned since then to no avail. Said a lot of prayers. Trouble breathing. The air quality index is at 250 right now, which is good compared to what it was last night. It was over 800. But it still isn't good. My nose is running like a sieve. Oh boy. They're trying to kill us between everything going on. These data centers. The cyclospora. God help us. I don't know where I was going with that. I actually had some intelligent thought behind it and some things to say, but the bottom line is we're going back to my thoughts when 9/11 happened in 2001. And to me, back then and even now, to this day, even more so, the biggest terrorists we have to worry about in this country are the 535 members of the Senate and House of Representatives, the judges, the crooked ones that let out convicts and criminals and don't send them to prison, the corporations poisoning us, the food corporations, the pharmaceutical corporations, and these data centers have piqued my interest. Piqued? I don't know. Caught my attention, let's say that. And it's just more evil, as far as I can tell. And it's another thing, it's killing off bees. And does anybody have any idea how critical bees are to the pollination of crops? I'm sure they do, but, they don't care. But they're making people, they're making us pay for it. These rich corporations that are creating these AI data centers, God knows what for. We got along fine without them for I don't know how long. But these rich bastards that are making them are finding ways to make the power companies pass the costs on to their consumers, average people, average homeowners, average Joes like you and I. And it just goes on and on and on. But anyway, hey, we got some coffee brewing. We are able to sit upright and take in nourishment and breathe, however shitty it is. Yeah, so between Elsie waking me up and breathing in this shitty air from the Canadian wildfires and wherever else there are wildfires out west in this country, I'm feeling pretty rough this morning. Mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and physically. But it doesn't matter. Oh, princess, what are you doing, baby? She's doing good though. And I've been concerned about her with this air being so shitty. It was supposed to rain this morning, but now the conjurers have pushed that off. The air's supposed to clear up around noon, and I'll believe that when I see it. I'm not going to believe it. I'm not stupid, and I'm not that naive anymore. Oh boy. So anyway, let's take a little break. Welcome back. And I don't really mean it. And I didn't mean it when I said good morning either. There's that Gracie. Ruthie's doing a fairly good job of sticking around so far. I don't know where Koki is. Her favorite spot has been going over underneath the spruce tree or over in that yard next door. Oh, gotta mention, I've been sporting this shirt for a while. Some beach wear, or ditch wear as I call it. I found cycling. I find a lot of things when I'm out biking. And I happened to find this shirt in the ditch on a ride home from Long Lake back in 2016. And it's still holding up well, and it's a pretty nice shirt. There's that Mackie. There's Mackie. Oh boy. Yesterday's thumbnail was a shot of Blackie. Our beloved Blackie. We lost him in 2013. He showed up around Thanksgiving in 2005. He was a stray, but he was neutered, so he did belong to someone at some point. I don't know if he was abandoned, but he was being abused by some kids in the neighborhood, from what the woman that used to live in that apartment told me years ago. She said she saw them abusing that cat. And I've said it before and I'll say it again. If I would have saw that, I probably would have spent a night or two in jail, because I would have certainly went and give them a good swift kick in the ass, like Grandpa used to say. And they weren't little kids. They were teenagers old enough to know better. So anyway, we want to correct some errors of fact. Blackie was a good boy, and Elsie really loved her Uncle Blackie. But let's clear up some errors of fact. Yesterday I said it was August 16th. It was actually July 16th. And there was one other thing I wanted to mention and clear up, and now that I can't think of it because my brain is soft and getting softer. Oh boy. Oh, Mackie, what are you thinking, Bubby? You're my good boy. Yeah. You're a good boy. Oh, Else, what are you thinking? I should probably go get Mackie some food to eat. So after coffee and wake-up time, we took a trip to Aldi yesterday and stocked up on some things, and I bought some organic milk. I never drank milk for years and years, and it's only been within the last couple I started drinking milk again. I would say the last 2 years is a good estimate. And I gotta tell you, I had my first glass of it this morning. And it was really good, and you could really taste the difference. And it reminded me of the milk I drank when I was a kid. I liked it's in a cardboard wax carton rather than a plastic jug. That's another thing. They just keep making more and more shit out of plastic. We're going to turn into plastic at the rate things are going. Anyway, I came home from there. I had a burger to eat. I went shooting yesterday, which was nice. Got swarmed by deer flies. They weren't really biting me, but they were swarming me because there were a lot of them out in the forest, and the air quality was really, really shitty yesterday. But I thought, you can't breathe at home, you can't breathe anywhere. Might as well just go out and do something. But I had a good time shooting. But on the way home, where the city limits are going south out of town, there was a dead cat in the road somebody just ran over. He was almost across. It's 4 lanes there, and then count 5 if you count the left turn lane. And I have no doubt in my mind whoever hit that cat probably did it on purpose, because people run over fucking turtles. And how do you not hit a turtle? Anyway, some people might say I'm negative and bitter and cynical, but it's the truth, you know. I try to be positive and think of positive and good things and that, but I don't know. My experiences teach me that there are a lot of assholes out there. Over the last 1 or 2 decades, it's even getting worse. There's that princess again. You gonna get some catnip, honey? But I felt terrible for that cat and any creatures that get run over by everybody because they're in such a fucking hurry. And I just don't get that. People can't drive the speed limit. But what is the point? I'd rather do something rational, like leave a few minutes earlier. Oh no, it's just much easier. Oh, look at that, Ruthie. Anyhow, I'm going to take a little break, go get Maxie's food. And we are back again. Glad to see Elsie's so active. My old dear. I don't remember what I was talking about, and it doesn't matter. I don't think anybody who watches this bullshit does either. I don't know why they watch it. I think they're sick, but what just came to mind to me was an old quote from Hunter S. Thompson. He was talking about land rapers in Colorado and others who are out there just abusing the people and the resources of the earth for their own benefit. And these people that are behind all this AI and data centers and all that bullshit, the same thing applies to them. And Hunter Thompson said, greed heads and land rapers and all that, they should be fucked, broken, and driven from the land. I'd like to see that happen. The only problem is, history has proved over and over again, once you get rid of the first batch, the next batch just does the same thing. So, what do you do? But I do truly hope and pray. Someday sanity will prevail. Oh yeah. And we're back again for our closing segment. Gracie's out in the alley. Coke's out that way too, and I know Ruthie is. I just saw them. Can still catch a faint odor and scent of the linden tree, the flowering linden. We got cardinals singing in the distance. Oh yeah, probably gonna go shooting again today. I enjoyed that. And a couple more items from yesterday. I did go to Save-A-Lot and get a watermelon and had a nice visit with my former co-worker there, Sister Karen I call her. And we watched the movie Zulu again. I'm enjoying that movie more and more every day. Fell asleep watching that last night. Anyhow, we're going to sit here for a bit more, round up the girls, Max, Else, get them a treat. Oh, I'll probably do a little stretching just to keep myself mobile. I gotta do something to keep training for older age. I do not want to fucking end up in a nursing home. Anyhow, I think that's all we got. From the cold gray ashes and coals of my cold black heart, my broken, beaten, battered, bruised, bloody, burdened, empty, hollow, cracked, shattered, hopeless, forsaken, forlorn, bitter, angry, tired, resentful, twisted, convoluted, confused, grieving, happy, and grateful soul. Piss off, happy Friday, and thanks for not tuning in.